It's January 24th, 2024, and it's the first day the Bank of Canada will be meeting to make an announcement on interest rate decisions. And this morning when they met, they announced they will not be making any changes, and they held their key interest rate at 5%. Now, one of the reasons we all know is that they didn't make any rate cuts or increases, because first of all, why not the increase? Is because they feel it takes about 9 to 12 months for the interest rates that we raised last year to have a true effect on the overall economy. So they will not be raising rates based off of that. Also, why they did not lower rates is inflation numbers are still coming in higher than their key target, which is 2%. Last month they came in at 3.4%, and they feel that they need to leave the rates here to have the full effect on the overall economy. Now, if interest rates do need to be raised if inflation keeps going higher, the Bank of Canada said they will do that, but we don't foresee that. A lot of economists are still predicting by April or June of this year there will be some rate cuts in the market. Now, that's just a prediction, and if you look at the overall state of the economy, the number one factor that's keeping inflation high is shelter. So if you lower the rates, it'll lower the shelter cost in the sense of it will make prices come down when it comes to mortgage payments and rental cost. So, but the problem is if you lower rates, it'll make other things go up in price. So inflation will still become a problem. So something has to give. If you read between the lines, the Bank of Canada is basically telling us they want home prices to come down. They don't want rates to come down first. They feel that the rates that they increased last year would have had a more dire effect on home prices, but they didn't. And on the flip side, I think this spring, right now, January, February, March, the winter months and early spring, we're going to see higher demand for real estate. The reason being, low inventory. There's only 5,920 homes in the market right now. If the sentiment is that the rates are going to go down in April and June, people are going to rush into the marketplace. They're going to run into the same problem they run into every January, February in the last 4 to 5 years. Low inventory, high demand. This will push prices higher. And if you're in the market right now and you're thinking about selling your home, I said it in my last video too, now is the time, because there's more demand right now. As we get into later in the year, naturally we'll see more homes come onto the market, and the inventory numbers will go to 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 and above. We'll go all the way up to 11, 12,000 homes in the marketplace. So you want to have your home in the market when you have the lowest inventory. Now, do they expect home prices to come down? The Government of Canada does. Does the economists? No. Some do, some don't. Do the general public? They don't understand how these prices are remaining this high, and the demand is still very high, and a lot of people are just buying based off the fact that rates might be lower this year. So if you're one of those people who are looking to sell your home, reach out to us, guys. It's Real Estate with Reza, 416-995-7317. We would love to help you out. Sell your home when the inventory is low. Buy your home when the inventory is high. It's lowest in January, February, and March. It's highest in June, July, and August. And sometimes it goes all the way into September and October inventory. Like last year, it went really, really high, even going into November. So that's the best way to look at it when it comes to purchasing or selling a home. Another thing we have to look at too is a lot of people have been saying to us that immigration is going to keep continuing. You know, the demand is going to be very high. People have to live somewhere. The Canadian government just announced that they're putting a cap on student visas. The majority of the country will reduce by 35%. But Ontario is going to reduce by 50% or more. So now there's a drastic change in students who are coming to Canada and also in Ontario. People have this idea that, hey, the immigration can never change. The Canadian government has been telling us they're going to let in 400,000, 500,000 people a year, and that's how it's going to remain. That's what they announce. What they actually do can change at the drop of a dime, and they've just done that. So we're going to have 50% or more, it could be 60%, in Ontario, less students coming here to study and to live. And we already know that a lot of people are already fleeing Canada, and especially Ontario, because inflation and the cost of living, it does not allow, it's not prudent for them to live here any longer. They just can't afford it. So if they're leaving and they're going to reduce by 50 to 60% coming into Ontario, remember this, landlords and people who have investment properties, you're going to see the demand for housing, demand for rent to lessen later into this year. It won't happen immediately. It takes about 9 to 10 months for any economic decision that the Canadian government makes to seep into our overall economy. So we're going to start to see less demand for rental units because less people are coming, and we're going to see less demand for housing if the Canadian government does not lower rates. And they have said the biggest factor to our inflation numbers is housing. They want to see that go down. They're not going to come out and outright say it, but if you read the entire announcement like I have, and you read between the lines, they are saying they're very concerned of home prices and the overall economy. So they need to see a shift in housing prices and see lower prices before they can start lowering rates. Guys, again, it's Real Estate Raza. If you have any questions, please reach out anytime. Like we say in every video, we're helping lots of families restructure and find ways to kind of get through this difficult period. And we would love to help you guys out. Okay, guys, you guys have a wonderful day. And until next time, take care and bye-bye.